Om Namah Paramarishibhyo Namah Paramarishibhyah Hari Om Antarayati Mirupashantaye Shantapavanamachintya Vaibhavam Tannaram Vapushi Kunjaram Mukhe Manmahe Kimapitundilam Mahaha Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagini Vyomavad Vyapta Dehaya Dakshina Murtaye Namaha Yongtah Pravishya Mama Vachamimam Prasuptam Sanjeevayatya Kila Shaktidhara Swadhamnam Anyamsha Hastacharana-shravanatvagaadin Pranam Namo Bhagavate Purushaya Tubhyam Harihi Om
Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Grathitam Puranamunina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitamritavarshinim Bhagavatim Ashtadashadhyayinim Ambatvam anusandadhami Bhagavad Gita Bhavadveshinim Namostute Vyasa Vishala Buddhe Pullaravindayata Patranetra Yena Tvaya Bharata Taila Purnaha Prajvalito Jnanamaya Pradipaha Prapanna Parijataya Totra Vetraika Panaye Jnana Mudraya Krishnaya Gītāmrita Duhe Namaha Sarvopanishado Gavo Dogdha Gopalanandanaha Partho Vatsas Sudhir Bhokta Dugdham Gītāmritam Mahat Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsa Chanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Mūkam karoti vācālam Pangum langhayate girim Yatkripatamaham vande Paramanandamadhavam Yam brahma varunendra rudra marutaha Stunvanti divyaistavaihi Vedais sanga padakramopanishadaihi Gayanti yam samagaha Dhyanavasthita tadgatena manasa Pashyanti yam yogino Yasyantam na vidussura suraganaha Devaya tasmai namaha Parthasarati rupena Shravayitva shubham giram Parthasyaarti haro devaha Kripamurtis sapatunaha Satyavratam satyaparam trisatyam Satyasya yonim nihitam cha satye Satyasya satyam rita satyanetram Satyatmakam tvam sharanam prapanna.
Gitam Bhagavata Jnanam Yattat Sankrama Murthani. In the first skandha of Srimad Bhagavatam, Vyasa himself says, what is there in Bhagavad Gita? Did Lord convey karma or upasana or something else? What was the purpose? The entire Gita teaching Upadesha is for Jnana. Gitam Bhagavata Jnanam. Krishna himself says in the conclusion, 18th chapter, Idam te jnanam akyatam. I have given you this jnana. And what is this jnana? Jnanam is the very nature of the self. In the middle of Gita, Bhagavan says, just as the clouds cover the sun, ignorance puts an appearance of a covering. Ajnanena avritam jnanam tena muhyanti jantavah. Our very nature itself is jnana. The very nature of the self is jnana. This is the difference between Advaita and Visishtadvaita. And Visishtadvaitis, they say, jnanam is the attribute of the self. And Advaitis say, according to Advaita Siddhanta, jnana is the very nature of the self. Jnanam is Atma. The very nature of the self is awareness. The entire world is known because of the awareness that I am. Aham. One's own existence. How do we know our own existence? We don't need any help from outside. Because the very nature of the self is to make itself known. That is why the Upanishads say it is prajnanam. Prakarshena swayam jnapyate. Swayam prakasha swarupaha. It is self-effulgent. You don't need anything from outside. The very nature of Atma is effulgence. Jyotisham apita jyotihi, says Gita. Jyotisham apita jyotihi. It is the light of all lights. Illumined by it, you are even able to recognize sun, moon, fire, everything. Na tatra suryo bhati na chandratarakam nema vidyuto bhanti kutoyam agnihi. Tameva bhantam anubhati sarvam tasya bhasa sarvam idam vibhati. Because of his effulgence, everything else is recognized, perceived, felt, known. So that effulgence is always known by everyone. Sarvanubhuhu. These are all explosive Mahavakyas. Those who have had some familiarity with Vedanta, they will think that Vedanta, there are only 4 Mahavakyas. But actually, any Vakyam from the Upanishad which can directly give you the experience of the self. Jiva Brahma Aikya Bodhaka is a Mahavakya. So here is one Mahavakya which says, Sarvanubhuhu. With our intellect we cannot accept it. You know what it means? It means self or God is experienced by all. We say we only experience world. We are not experiencing Atma. But the Upanishad says Atma is experienced by everyone. Only problem is you don't know that you are experiencing, or what you are experiencing is Atma. Your existence as I, if you sit in a dark room, you are not able to perceive anything around you, but you are very certain, you are sure about your existence. Once I had a dialogue with small children, nursery class to 4th standard. I just asked them, you sit in a dark room, you know you exist. How do you know? One boy stood up and said, it is my experience. And again he put another word, he said presence. The presence of the self, the very nature of the self is anubhuti. Anubhuti means not experiencing something, but distilled experience. Experience devoid of any name, any form, any feeling. Experience devoid of body, mind, world, name, form, everything you remove from experience. What remains is asti bhati priyam. Existence, effulgence, and priyam means love or happiness or bliss, whatever you can translate. Satchidanandam is put in another word, asti bhati priyam nama rupam. If you remove the nama rupa, name and form, what remains is this asti bhati priyam. Existence, awareness, and joy, happiness, or bliss, ananda. So that is Atma. Atma is known by all as their own nature, their own awareness, their own consciousness. We are not able to experience it in its real glory because there is an Upanishad mantra, Katha Upanishad, which says, Lord made all the senses go out. He turned the senses outside. He gave the tendency to this mind to go outside, and he sat inside. And he came in the form of a guru and is constantly telling you, look within, look within. This is his game. Paranchikhani vyadranat swayambhuhu tasmat parang pashyati na antaratman. To look within, to plumb within, to go within and find that treasure, you must be a dhira. Dhiranam eva karadalagata mukti. You must be a courageous one, intelligent one. Intelligence means you know what is really beneficial to you, good to you, not pleasing. You are after the highest good, the greatest beatitude. You know that what you are seeking is hiding in your heart, within you. It is your own self. All good will come to you if you know yourself. Unnai nee therindayagil unakku or kedum illai. It's a beautiful Tamil word from Kaivalya Navanitam. If you come to know yourself, you will recognize that you are perfect, you are whole, you are Purna. The only problem is ignorance, ajnana. One young man went to Swami Shivananda and he said, Swamiji, I want to learn Vedanta. Shivananda Saraswati asked him, what is your qualification? He said, I am BA. Then Swami said, do you know what BA means? I know Bachelor of Arts. No, according to us, it means Bachelor of Ajnanam. All knowledge that you get from the world is Ajnanam. Apara Vidya Avidya. Any Vidya from outside is not going to rescue you from this suffering, sorrow, dukkha. So any knowledge, sa vidya ya vimuktaye, that knowledge which will make you free, that alone is knowledge. That should be somehow achieved, attained, whether amidst the battlefield or inside a forest. See, all the Upanishads, they happen to be somehow discussed in the forest. Not all. Some were discussed even in the Sabha of a king, in the Janaka's court. But generally, these brahmacharis will seek the master in Aranya, forest. You know what Aranya means? Aranya means forest, but the Vyutpatti, that etymologically it means, Rana means conflict. Where there is no Rana, it is Aranya. There is no conflict there. There is no duality there. Solitude means, Shankaracharya gave a beautiful definition to solitude. He said, what is solitude? Solitude means the place where there are no one else than you. There were no one else than you before, and now there are nobody, and in future also no one else will come. That kind of ekanta you can have only within you. So real solitude is in the self. Somebody asked Ananda Mahima, is not ekanta helpful? Ananda Mahima said, do you know what ekanta means? Vedanta is ekanta. No, Vedanta. They asked Vedanta, and Ananda Mahima said, Vedanta is Vedanta. In Bengali, they always use ba for va. So, if they have to say Venkataraman, they will say Bengataraman. So, Vedanta becomes Vedanta. So, she said, Vedanta is Vedanta. When all Vedas, all differentiations come to an end, that is Vedanta. And Vedanta is ekanta. When you have real Vedanta, Vedana comes to an end. Vedana means, Samvedanam means gathering information through the senses, gathering informations through the mind. When it comes to a complete end, that is solitude. Nirjanam, Vijanam, we say. There is no Janam there. And that ultimately is possible only by Advaita Jnana. When you know that self alone is, everyone is the Atman, nothing exists apart from the Atman. Even in a crowd, you are in solitude. In the reminiscences with saints, when some devotee went to see Shivabhinava Nrsimha Bharati Swami, he saw that great seer sitting amidst a big crowd. That Mysore Raja was there, so many people were there. And this person was not a devotee, he was a doubting person, he was an agnostic. And he went and had a look at that sage from distance, and he was astounded because in that crowd he saw Swami in perfect samadhi. Absolutely, he was still not at all affected by that crowd, not at all affected by anything. So that is solitude. Janaka says in Ashtavakra Samhita, Even in this crowd, I don't have Dvaita. So I am always in Aranya. Aho jana samuhepi na dvaitam pashyato mama aranyamiva samvrittam. Kvaratim karavanyaham. In this jana samuha also I have Advaita jnana, Advaita anubhuti. So everyone, once you know that nothing exists apart from self, nothing exists apart from Brahman, sarvam khalu idam Brahman, then here in this world itself, you will be completely free, and that is the state of a Jivan Mukta. And that is the goal, the destiny, the destination, the terminus of spiritual quest. And that is the quest, that is the result of Bhagavad Gita also. That is what Shankaracharya said, samsarasya atyanta uparama lakshanam jnanam. See, in that definition itself, you can see, jnanam means it should be like a medicine which can completely put an end to samsara, sorrow, suffering. That jnana gives you completion, fulfillment here, in this very life itself. So that jnanam is the lakshyasthana, the goal of the Upanishads. So that is also the goal of Bhagavad Gita. But as we said, Vyasa took the stand of putting Vedanta amidst battlefield. We saw mostly these discussions took place in jungles, in forests, in Aranya. Generally all the Upanishads, most of them come in Aranyaka portion. Very few Upanishads are there in the Samhita portion. But here, Vyasa Bhagavan made Krishna speak Gita in the battlefield, because he knew that simply forest teaching won't do. We have to experience it in the cities. Amidst all the chaos, amidst all the turbulence, we have to find that peace. And Vyasa perhaps might have known that there will not be any forests in future. All the forests will be only in internet. So, he wanted you to have that knowledge here. Wherever you are, in whatever position you are being kept, you can know the self, because self is here and now. Atma is always available, and know the self. Whether you are a warrior or a sannyasi, you will be free. Without self-knowledge, whether you are a sannyasi or a warrior, you will be bound. So, self-knowledge can make a person unconditionally free. That is its power. It is not demanding anything from you. The only thing is that you have to put effort, that nididhyasana must be done. You have to turn the mind inward and inquire what is within this physical apparatus. What is in me as I? Who is there inside this body expressing itself as aham? Once you pay attention to it, start worshipping that inner Lord. Once you start meditating on that inner being, then you will come to know that the greatest treasure is hiding inside you, waiting within you for innumerable births. You were not at all paying attention to him. Anoraniyam, mahato mahiyam, atmasya jantoho nihito guhayam. The Upanishad says, you sought that truth inside an atom, inside electron, proton, neutron, but you ignored the observer. You searched that truth in the galaxies, solar system, but you ignored the observer. Vijñātāramare kena vijānīyāt. That is why always Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi used to ask, if somebody asked him doubts, he used to ask, who is the doubter? This question answer session won't do. You give some answer, some another doubt will come. Doubt will never come to a stop, because mind constantly creates doubts. One doubt or another doubt will come. Even in Bhagavatam, Krishna was teaching Uddhava. Uddhava also complains, Lord, doubts never comes to an end. It constantly comes. You answer one doubt, another doubt comes there. So ultimately Bhagavan said, Uddhava, find out the doubter. Sayesha jivaha vivara prasutihi. This ego arose from the heart and it expanded as the mind and it started creating thoughts and then it is asking doubts. Find out where from that ego arose. So this teaching it was always there. Samshayatma vinashyati. That is terrible. And Krishna says in Gita, one who constantly doubts will get spoiled. Because he will not have peace, he will not have shanti. Shanti comes by having a quiet mind. Nishala tattve jivan muktihi. The very purpose of satsanga is to have a nishala manas. Nishala manas means, how can a mind be nishalam? If it becomes nishalam, it is not mind. If it becomes thoughtless, it is not a mind. It is a contrast. So when mind becomes nishalam, it is Brahman. It is Atma. It is the self. So when mind becomes quiet, still, then you come to know that what is within you as your own self is that Purna Vastu, that Akhanda Vastu, that infinite. So that knowledge Lord imparted to Arjuna. Along with that knowledge, that is the essence, that is the goal. But along with that, the entire Vedic wisdom was given. Samasta Vedartha Sara Sangraha Bhutam. Samasta Vedartha. What is Vedartha? Karma is there, Upasana is there, Jnana is there, Bhakti is there, everything is there. Prana Vidya is there. Everything was given by Lord in these 700 verses. So, if you study Gita, you have studied Vedas. Even after studying Vedas, to know what Veda means, you have to study Gita. Because it is the best commentary, best bhashyam available for all the 4 Vedas. It gives you the meaning of Karma Kanda, Upasana Kanda, Jnana Kanda, Bhakti, everything. And ultimately surrender, Sharanagati. So, this Gita Shastram happens in the battlefield. This is another message for us. See, people, when one person wanted to meditate, every day he will order his wife and children that from morning 6 to 8 I will meditate, no sound should be there in the house. And he started meditating. By mistake, his wife dropped one vessel in the kitchen. And you know what happened? There was a Kurukshetra war in the house. So from stillness, this war broke out. So better, Vyasa said, amidst war you find silence. In the war field you find stillness. Don't expect any help from the world. Around you might be a great chaos, but within that, remaining there, you find that silence within you, that anubhuti of the Atman within you. So to give us that message, Bhagavan selected this Kurukshetra Bhumi for imparting knowledge. Otherwise, Lord could have taken Arjuna to some forest. Arjuna also went to Himalayas. He went to even up to Kailas. And the purpose was to get some missile, some weapon. Not Atma Jnana. He went there to get Pashupata Astram from Shiva. See, you can go to Himalayas and come back with AK-47. And you can be in a war field and come out of it as a jnani, realized soul. It is possible. If you are a mumukshu, a battlefield is enough for you to get realization. If you are not a mumukshu, even Himalayas will not give you jnanam. Wherever you go, because you are carrying the same mind, the same vasana, same ajnana. So here, Lord has given us this message that your life is Kurukshetra. And the very first verse, as we said yesterday, transform that Kurukshetra as Dharma Kshetra. How? Find out your Swadharma and let your life be so exemplary, so excellent in performing your Dharma, so that your Kurukshetra can be your Dharma Kshetra, where you find the purpose of your life, ultimate fulfillment, that spiritual fruition, experience of God you can have by taking a human birth. That is what Shankaracharya said in Vivekachudamani. Even after getting a human birth, a person who is not striving to realize God is committing spiritual suicide. Atmanaha vidyamanasya atmanaha tiraskaranaat atmahanaha te atmahanaha. Atman is always there. Lord from the heart is always asking you, my dear child, please look at me. I am always within your heart. Please pay attention to me. But he was constantly looking outside. Bahirmukha sudurlabhaye namaha. In Lalita Sahasranama, there is one name. Lalita Parameshwari, you know who is Lalita Parameshwari? She is Brahma Vidya Swarupini. She is that experience of jnana is Divine Mother. Self is Shiva and the experience of self is Devi. And they are not two. They are not two. Shiva Shakti Aikya Rupinyai Namaha. So there, that Lalita Parameshwari is Jnana Swarupini, Antarmukha Samaradhya Bahirmukha Sudurlabha. If you allow your mind to constantly go out, durlabha. You will never get peace. You will never experience that divinity within you. But you will surely experience, provided antarmukha samaradhya. You make your outward going mind habitualize that inward turning, going within, meditating inside. First you can start with some divine form by chanting his nama or something. In whatever form you love to meditate him, start meditating him in that form. Start chanting that nama inside you. Somehow learn to love Bhagavan. And ultimately, Bhagavan will make you know what is his real nature. You give some name, some form to him and meditate, and ultimately he will reveal to you what is his real form, what is his real name. In Shiva Mahimna Stotra, that Pushpadanta says, Lord, I don't know who you are. Somebody says you are Shiva. Someone said you are Vishnu. Another person said you are Ganapati. I am confused. You know what I will do? Yadrishosi Mahadeva Tadrishaya Namo Namah. In whatever form you are, I worship you in that form. You only know what you are. I am not concerned about it. You reveal to me your real nature. With that bhakti, you meditate in your heart and the inner being will open the door from within. Use the calling bell and from within somebody comes and opens the door. And chanting his nama is like calling bell. Peyar ninaithidave pidittu iluttanai un perumayar arivar Arunachala. In Aksharamana Male, Bhagavan Ramana said, Arunachala, I only thought about your nama, your name. And suddenly you came from within and just pulled me inside and revealed your effulgence, your glory. So, from our side, we have to make one step and Lord will make 99 steps. But you cannot expect him to make 99 steps first itself. You have to make the first move. And that first move is the tremendous thirst for release, for bhakti. To have the experience of him. Once it arises like fire within you. Nigirna manalo yatha. In Bhagavatam, Kapila Bhagavan says, it is like fire inside. If you swallow fire, what will happen? It will burn all the inner organs. Like that, when this experience of the self or bhakti goes within you, it burns all the vasanas, all the desires. So you just awaken it, kindle it within you, then Lord in some form will appear and will enlighten you. For Arjuna, Lord was always with him, but he never recognized him as master, as guru. He was like a friend. That is why during Vishwarupa Darshana, Arjuna says, Lord, what a fool I was. All the while you were there with me and I thought you are only my friend, Devaki Putra. Sakheti matva prasabham yaduktam he Krishna, he Yadava, he Sakheti ajanata mahimanam tavedam maya pramadat pranayena vapi. Oh Lord, by pranaya, by love or by affection, I thought that you are my friend. And that familiarity, sometimes familiarity breeds contempt. So you were so familiar to me, so much known to me, so I thought he is my friend. After all, few months difference. But Arjuna was intelligent. That is why Krishna took Arjuna. Bhima he cannot teach. He can teach only the half an hour span when he is not eating. Dharmaputra he cannot teach because he thinks he knows. That is one problem with him. In Bhagavatam, Krishna attempted to teach him because he was crying. You know what happened in Rajasuya Yaga? Krishna took Sudarshana and killed that Shishupala. And Dharma's putra started weeping. After Rajasuya Yaga, he said, what an amangalam has happened. Something inauspicious has happened. What should we do now? Then Krishna said, brother, don't weep. He was liberated. But he didn't feel that at that time. Vyasa came. He called for Vyasa. Vyasa came and Dharmaputra said, Lord, I want to do some prayashchita. What prayashchita? See, before this Rajasuya Yaga, this Shishupala was killed. So for that we have to do prayashchita. Oh, you want to start a series of prayashchitas. This is only Ganapati Homa. Now a big war will break out. There will be many more killing, innumerable killing. For whom will you do prayashchita? Then he was shocked. Then he was worried. Vyasadyehi Ishwareha Ajnehi Krishnena Adbhuta Karmana Prabodhitopi Itihasehi Nabudhyata Shucharpita. Even though Vyasa tried to console him, Krishna tried to console him, he did not feel happy. That is why Lord ultimately took him to Bhishma. Somehow some sense should go inside him. Otherwise he was weeping, Shucharpitaha. So that is why he did not take Dharmaputra or Bhima, he took Arjuna. And Arjuna also all these days never asked Krishna for teaching. See, even if you have a great enlightened master in your house, even if you have Bhagavad Gita or Brahma Sutra or all the Upanishads in your own almirah, unless the grace of the Lord descends, you will not open a single book, you will not even once listen to that Mahatma. It will not happen. In Yoga Vasishta there is a verse, Yavanna anugraha sakshad jayate parameshwarat. Till the anugraha of Parameshwara descends on a person, tavanna sadgurum kashit sat shastram vapino labhet. He will not get a sadguru or good shastra or good tradition. He will not come inside a sampradaya of a good guru or a good shastra till the grace of the Lord descends on him. So, the very sign of God's grace is you are able to listen to Gita or Upanishad. You are able to listen to great sages like Bhagavan Ramana or Adi Shankaram. You are able to come inside that tradition, that parampara. So here, in this Kurukshetra Bhumi, the Dharma Kshetre Kurukshetre Samaveta Yutsavaha Mamakav Pandava Shiva Kimakurvata Sanjaya. There I told you what Duryodhana did. Very beginning, you see, any action, any karma, there is a shastra. When you start doing it, that first sankalpa, that will influence the entire course of action. That is why in all these Vedic karmas, we always make a mamopata samasta. That former sankalpa. If that sankalpa is not pure, if that sankalpa is not auspicious, whatever you later on do will be influenced by this. So that former sankalpa, the first thing that you do must be very, very pure. And a wrong person will always do wrong things. See, Duryodhana, what he did? He went, instead of prostrating to his guru, humiliated, insulted his master. After that, he said, see, Dronacharya, we have also great warriors. You are a great warrior. Bhishma is a great warrior. Ashwatthama is a great warrior. But I feel our army is so limited. And even though small, this Pandava army looks like a limitless ocean. Why? Because that Lord, who is the charioteer of Arjuna, is sitting there without doing anything. That silent principle makes that army looks purna. Aparyaptam tadasmakam balam bhishma pirakshitam paryaptam tu idam etesham balam bhima pirakshitam. There he puts two names. Duryodhana says, our army is protected by Bhishmacharya. Their army is protected by his arch enemy Bhima. Here Duryodhana is not paying compliment to Bhima, but he says, even though that glutton is guarding them, he is not equal to me. But somehow I feel that is infinite. That army looks limitless. Balam Bhishma Birakshitam Bhima Birakshitam. And then he says, all my army people, they should protect Bhishma. Let them all arrange themselves around Bhishma. Then Bhishma gave out a big Shankhanada. Tasya sanjanayan harsham kuruvriddhah pitamaha simhanadam vinadyochaihi shankham dadhmau pratapavan. That powerful oldest of the Kurus, Bhishma, in order to cheer Duryodhana, now sounded aloud a lion roar and blew his conch. That Shankhanada was given out. Then all the army people, they started that kettle drums, trumpets, everything were sounding. And then that beautiful picture happened there. With 4 white beautiful horses, in that beautiful chariot, driven by the Lord of Universe, Arjuna appeared there. Tadashvetair hayair yukte mahati syandane sthitau madhavaha pandavashaiva divyau shankhau pradadhmatuhu. That Madhava and Pandava. Madhava is the sweet one. Madhu. Even in that battlefield, he looked so sweet. Bhishmacharya enjoyed that form. In Bhagavatam, there is that description. See, he was lying in his arrow bed. Then Lord came there. Krishna came there with Pandavas. Then Bhishma said, Lord, you know what picture I am carrying inside me? When all these great warriors, Maharathis, came to the battlefield, that grandchild of mine, Arjuna, whom I fondled, keeping him in my lap, he always mispronounced my name. He always called me as his father. And I told him, I am not your father, I am your grandfather. That child of mine, he came to that Kurukshetra Bhumi when all Maharathis, great warriors like us, had ordinary drivers. This child, I don't know what punya he did, what good things he did, what tapas he did. Lord himself is his charioteer. Lord himself is driving his chariot. So when they came there, Bhishma felt some prick within him. I am not fortunate to get such a driver. And Arjuna has got such a marvelous driver, such a divine driver. So he just looked at that scene and he says what happened. Yudhi turaga rajo vidhumra vishwa kacha lulita shramavāri alankritāsye. Bhishma is giving a description in Bhagavatam how Krishna came with the chariot with so much speed, when suddenly they puts a brake to that horses, they just jump, taking both the front legs. And all the dust, they come up, disturbed by the hoofs, they come up. There was an abhishekam by dust. Yudhi raja vidhumra vishwa kacha lulita shramavāri. And Krishna was sweating. You cannot imagine such a Krishna. All our Krishna in painting is very safely in makeup. But Bhishma gives you a picture how he looked. All his head, all his hair was just disheveled. And whole body was full of sweat. Along with that, all the dust has got lodged there. That brown color of mud. And that looked like an alankara. Bhishma says that looked like an alankara. And there they stopped the chariot. And Lord just stood in the chariot like that Panduranga. And looked at the entire army of Kauravas. Then Bhishma says, I know that we are finished. Sapadi sakhi vacho nishamya madhye nija parayor balayor ratham niveshya sthitavati parasainika ayur akshna hritavati partha ratir mamastu. Just he looked, Bhishma, Drona, everyone he looked, all hit list. Over, finished. He just looked at everyone. That is why in Bhagavad Gita he says, Maya hataha. I have already finished them. It's all finished product. You get the name, that's all. You get the name, you get the fame. So he just stood there and looked at each and every warrior on that side. And Bhishma says, by that glance, by that Nayana Diksha, everyone was liberated. Everyone was liberated. By that very look, everyone was liberated, O Lord. You stood and looked at Drona, Bhishma, Karna, everyone. And then again he sat, took his shankha. See, actually warrior should not blow the shankha. Lord will never make a mistake. Krishna will never make a mistake. Actually, Arjuna only should make Shankanada, and even if Krishna has to blow the Shankha, he has to do it only after that. But from Pandava's side, he was the first person to blow the Shankha because he was the single fighter. The silent fighter. So, he was the single fighter, so he silently proclaimed that he took the Shankha, Panchajanyam Rishikesha. That Panchajanya Dhvani, that is why Mahatma Gandhi said, Krishna gave me the clue. Without fighting, fight. Without making any move, fight. So, Panchajanyam Rishikesha. Then Arjuna took his Shankha. Devadattam Dhananjaya. Arjuna took his Shankha and blew it. Paundram dadvau mahashankham Bhima karma vrukodaraha. Then Bhimasena did his Shankhanada and all other kings followed. Yudhishthira, Sahadeva, Nakula, and Kashi Raja, everyone followed. And that Shankanada and that terrific noise resounding throughout heaven and earth rent the hearts of Dhritarashtra's group. The Duryodhana's Dhartarashtranam. See, actually, the fight is between Krishna and Dhritarashtra. The blind one and the Lord. So, Dhartarashtranam hridayani vyadarayat athavyavastitan drishtva Dhartarashtran kapidhvajaha. Here Vyasa says, who is this Arjuna? He is having a great being in his flag. The full knower of Brahman. A great jnani sitting in the flag, who is none other than Hanuman. So that Kapidhvaja, that Anjanaya is there in the flag, with that Hanuman as his Kodi. He looked at everyone, that great war field. This jiva, this body is the ratham. And Arjuna is the jiva. And the horses, they are nothing but senses. And the Sarathi is the buddhi. It's the Upanishadic allegory, symbol. Upanishad says, Atmanam rathinam vidhi, shariram rathamevatu, buddhim tu sarathim vidyat, manah pragrahamevacha, indriyani hayanahu, vishayam steshu gocharan, atmendriyamano yuktam, bhokte tyahur manishinaha. The Kathopanishad says, Atmanam Rathinam Vidhi. This Jiva is Rathi. He is the traveler inside this body. He inhabits the body and travels his Jivita Yatra. And body, Shariram Ratham. Shariram is the Ratham. And the Buddhi, the guiding principle, intelligence is the Sarathi, where Krishna is sitting. Vijnana Sarathi. And horses, they are the senses. 5 horses are the 5 senses. And the road is objects, Vishaya. If the Sarathi is Vijnana Sarathi, even if the Jiva becomes affected by shoka, by sorrow, that Sarathi will see to it that he wakes up. Inspires him. But if the Sarathi is Ajnana, even if the person is confident, he will fall. You can have the example of, on the other side, Karna is there, he is equally a powerful warrior. In many places in Mahabharata, they even say that he is more powerful than Arjuna. And here Arjuna is there. Arjuna's Sarathi is Krishna and Karna's Sarathi is Shalya. Shalya, in Sanskrit, Shalya means trouble. This Ajnana, ignorance, is constant trouble. Even if you have confidence, it will say, it will not be possible by you. With some confidence, we will come to Satsanga. When we hear Gita, we feel we should also study Gita, we should live that noble life, we should attain that ultimate goal in this very birth. But just like any other place, Satsanga also has its own virus, bacteria, all these things, in the form of some person. Sometimes you will bring that person with you. So with some confidence you listen, and then when you go back, that person will tell you, do you think this is possible by us? It is impossible. We cannot have these kind of things. Our life is so miserable, so much confusion. I am not able to understand anything what he said. How can we study Bhagavad Gita? It is all in Sanskrit. Something they will say. So by the time you go to your house, you take a decision not to come tomorrow. This is shalyam. Even if you have confidence, that intellect which is being corrupted by ignorance will see to it that your confidence is nullified, annihilated, erased. So that is shalyam. So Karna had confidence, but Shalya was constantly troubling him. The moment he comes before Arjuna, Shalya will say, you see how glorious he looks. Do you think you can fight with him? You are a useless fellow. Sutaputra, go back and do work of a charioteer. You cannot fight with Arjuna. Confidence will go. So that was constantly happening there. So here, this Arjuna is the Jiva and his Sarati is Vijnana. Krishna is Jnana, intelligence, which can guide you in your life, which can take you to other shore, which can make you free, so that Vijnana Sarati is Lord. And here, Arjuna and Lord, when they entered, Bhishma looked at Arjuna with so much love in his heart. Dronacharya looked at Arjuna with so much pride in his heart. And there, Arjuna also stood in the chariot. And looked at the Kaurava Sainya. And there, he told, Rishikesham tada vakyam idam ahamahipate. He told Krishna, Lord, he said, Krishna, here you see, there is no humility now. See, this is the problem of Vikramaditya Simhasana. You know the nature of Vikramaditya Simhasana. It was hidden under earth. One person stands on that hill, he will become very large-hearted. He will call all the people and he will ask them to come and take food in his house. If he comes down from the hill, he will ask them, why you came to eat in my house? 2 or 3 times, often it happened. Then that king who was looking at it, he found that Bhojaraja, he found that something is hidden inside that hill. They unearthed that throne, that Simhasana of Vikramaditya. So that nobility, that sacredness of that thing made him feel large-hearted. Like that, in some seat you sit, some swabhava will come to you, good or bad. One of my friends, he said, he is a police. He said, the moment I wear that uniform, my nature changes. So that is all, everything, language itself changed. So here, Arjuna has requested Lord to be his Sarati. He prayed. He went to see Krishna with Duryodhana to call Krishna to assist. So when they went to Dwaraka, Lord was sleeping or pretending to be asleep. And Arjuna sat at Krishna's feet. Duryodhana sat on the other side, head. He didn't want to sit at the feet, so he sat near Krishna's head. The moment Krishna opened his eyes, he saw Arjuna, naturally. He asked Partha, what do you want? Arjuna said, Lord, I want you. In this battle, I want you. Then he looked behind, there is Duryodhana. Duryodhana, what do you want? I want your Sainyam, your army. Lord said, I will give you my army, my Narayani Sena. Arjuna, I will give you myself, but remember, I will not fight. I will be your charioteer. I will not fight. It is enough, Lord. You should be with me, that is all. I don't want you to fight. You be there without doing. that principle which is actionless alone is necessary. Duryodhana has belief in acting. Arjuna believes in that actionless principle. It should be there always with me. So he said, Krishna, be with me. With that prayer, Lord came to Arjuna. And here, suddenly, Arjuna becomes the master and Krishna becomes the driver. See, in the battlefield, Arjuna said, Senayor Ubhayor Madhye Ratham Stapaya me Achyuta. Hey Achyuta, my chariot you take in between both armies. Krishna just looked, who is speaking? Me Ratham, my chariot, Just Lord looked, oh, yes sir. And Lord knows how to give treatment. What treatment should be given? What medicine should be given? He just took the chariot and placed it in such a spot. This side is Drona, that side is Bhishma. It's Kurumba. He placed the Ratham in that place where two weak points of Arjuna's, embodied weak points, are standing. One is Bhishma, the other is Drona. So he took the Ratha, Stapayitva Rathottamam, Bhishma Drona Pramukataha Sarvesham cha Mahichitam Uvacha. Not only he took the chariot there to make sure that Arjuna looks at his grandfather and Guru, Partha Pashetan Samavetan Kuru. The only word that he uttered in the first chapter is this, nothing else. The only word that Krishna uttered, only sentence that he spoke is, Hey Arjuna Pare. Partha Pashetan Samavetan Kurun. Hey Arjuna, look. And the moment Lord pointed his hand, Arjuna looked, and there was his whole being, his whole heart behind his eyes. That brave warrior, that courageous person became too sentimental. Tatra apashya, there he saw. What did he see? Pitrun, atha pitamahan, acharyan, matulan, bhratrin, putran, pautran, sakimstata, shvashuran, suhrdashaiva, senayor, ubhayorapi. Not only he looked there, he looked here also. He did not see simply Bhishma or Drona. He saw father standing there, son standing here. Grandfather standing there, grandson standing this side. Teacher standing there, student standing this side. Brothers, one was there, the other was here. Elder one is standing there, younger one is standing here. And friends, very close friends. One is that side, another one is here. This has happened even during Second World War. First World War. In the World War stories, if you read, you can see many similarity of Bhagavad Gita there. Friends, they had to fight. Relatives, they had to fight. Shvashuran, father-in-law, standing there, son-in-law standing here. So this kind of things when Arjuna saw, Sarvan bandhun avastitan kripaya paraya vishtu vishidan idam abravid. Here came the Vishada. Suddenly like a dark cloud descending, a mood despondency, depression descended on Arjuna. Vishada descended on Arjuna. His face became very clouded by sorrow. Suddenly his whole body became weak. His heart became weak. And you can see what he says. Arjuna said, Drishtvaimam svajanam Krishna. He had fought many wars, but what happened to him now? Now only he is seeing his own people. That is the problem. All these murderers, they will not know what its result is till they see their own kith and kin murdered. When they have to see their own near and dear ones in the war field where they have to kill. So when he saw that, Drishtvaimam svajanam Krishna. See, in Periya Puranam, many of you might have heard, there is one Bhakta. Shiva comes to his house. He was a great Bhakta. His vrata was whatever a Shivanadiyar, Shiva Bhakta asks, he will give. So you know, that is a very painful story that is. Shiva comes to his house, Sirutondanayanar. His real name is Paranjyoti Adigal. So to his house, Shiva comes and he says, I want food. He was very happy because one Shiva, devotee of Shiva, has come to my house and he is asking food. My only sadhana is serving devotees. So he invited Lord to his house and he said, Lord, I will give you food. No, it will be very difficult, impossible for you to give me food. No, Lord, whatever you ask, I will give. And you know the story, I don't want to expand that story. You know what Lord asked? He asked, give me your son. You have to make a curry out of him. That's a terrible story. You have to make a curry out of him and give me food. And that person, his wife, and that servant maid in the house, they made all the curry and ultimately that head alone remained. That also he asked. That also was made curry and given to him. And after that, Lord made the son come back. That is another story. But the question will come, why Lord asked this? The answer is, he was a warrior. He was king's commander-in-chief. So he had fought many wars without heart, ruthlessly. He has killed many people. There he never had the pain of killing. Now Lord wanted to test. If I ask, he should have the deepest pain. Deepest pain of losing someone. He has to know what it is. So there he came and asked, but he was a Nissanga Bhakta, so he gave and Lord ultimately saw to it that he attained him. So here Arjuna also had fought many wars. Now only Lord makes him feel what is killing. That you will know only when your grandfather stands before you. When your relative stands before you. When your father, when your mother, when your children. They are standing before you. Then Arjuna completely was shattered. Drishtvaimam svajanam Krishna yuyutsum samupastitam sidanti mama gatrani mukham cha parishusyati. Seeing, O Krishna, these my kinsmen, my relatives, gathered here, eager for fight, my limbs fail me. And my mouth is parched up, dry. Mukham cha varishusyati, vepatusya sharire me, romahashasya jayate. I shiver all over. and my hair stands on end. Not out of bhakti or excitement. Total shattering experience. The bow Gandiva slips from my hand. Says, Gandivam sramsate hastat. Tvakchaiva paridahyate, and my skin burns. These are all symptoms of psychosomatic problem. It's psychic problem. Totally he was broken. So he says, I am not able to fight. I am not able to stand. How will I fight? Nacha shakkunomi avastatum bhramati vacha me manaha. Lord, my mind is wandering about. I am not able to stand. And you know, when the mind becomes weak, first thing that you will do is go to an astrologer and see your jatakam. Only weak people will go. No one who is having a happy life will go to astrologer. That is why the astrologer will also say, the moment you came, I came to know that some problem is there with you. You feel he is a great person. He knows everything about me. See, one person was going in train and it was very crowded. He said it actually happened. He was standing, nobody was giving seat, and there was some space. So, but fully sitting. Everyone was fully sitting, occupied. So he just looked at one person, gullible person. He looked at him. He also looked, why are you staring? And this intelligent, clever man, he said, what is your nakshatram? Why are you asking? No, simply I am asking. He said, Ashwati. Oh, Ashwati, Bharani, Karti. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Why? And nothing. He sit. He said, come sit near me. Sit near me. Then it continued. So, comfort. So, when you become weak, the first thing that you seek is all this nonsense. Shankaracharya himself says, when Shruti Mata, the compassionate mother, Upanishad, when she tells you, you are the truth, you are Brahman, no one is ready to listen. They have bhakti to astrologer, but not to Shruti. Adya Ashtamiti Navamiti Chaturdashiti Jyotishka Vache Upavasanti Bhaktya. Shrutestvaho Tattvamasiti Vakyam Na Vishwasanti Adbhutameta. This is great wonder. When Shruti Mata herself tells you that you are Brahman, he is not ready to listen to that great blessing. But he goes to an astrologer and he says, he prescribes something, go around some tree, go to this temple, do this puja, that prashita, it's all good. Nothing wrong. But even that much faith is not there for him to Veda. So here, when Arjuna's mind became weak, he started seeing Shakunam, Nimittani. Nimittani cha pashyami viparitani keshava. Wrong omens. See, people, they always are afraid. When you are starting some journey, when you come out of your house, if single Brahmin comes, that is a problem. What a Brahmana? In our village, one person will start umpteen times to his office. Because every day when he starts, one person will come with one kati. He is going to cut coconut. That is his job. So he is coming with a big knife. And the moment this person looks at him, he will go back inside. And this person also afraid, oh, that Swami is going to office, I am coming with kati. He will enter the nearby house. After 10 minutes, he will come down, this person will also come. This will happen. This is nimittani cha pashyami viparitani keshava. Every day, this woman, looking at woman Shakunam, you can imagine when he will reach his office. So, nimittani cha pashyami. Arjuna is telling Krishna that, Lord, I am seeing wrong omens. Only now, Arjuna? It is happening for so many months. You have not seen? This indication, this symptom, this symbol of war, this sign of war, nature was giving for many, many months, many, many years. Colorful rain, wells disappear, elephants behaving unnaturally, all the symptoms Vyasa speaks. Something falls from the sky, and there Vyasa says, great war is coming. So here Arjuna, only now, when he saw his relatives, he says, Nimittani cha pashyami, viparitani Keshava, nacha shreyonu pashyami. I don't see any good in this worldly life, O Lord. See, what Arjuna says is true, but he should have spoken this long before. Not in this war field. Here he says, Nacha shreyonu pashyami. I don't see any shreyas. Why all these foolish men are standing here with weapon? So much money is being wasted in making missiles, atom bomb, nuclear bomb, all this nonsense. You could have pumped that money to make farming. At least nature will be protected, you will get good food. You destroy all that is good and vote for all that will ultimately annihilate you, destroy you. And only when that destruction comes, on the verge of destruction, you wake up and say all wrong, nimittam, apashagunam, shani, chauva, rahu, ketu, everything you say. No use, because the last moment you cannot withdraw. You have no other go. Everyone is there ready and they will fight. So here Arjuna says, Nacha shreyonu pashyami. Lord, I don't want this victory. Nakamche vijayam Krishna. Bhagavan silently said, do you think you are here for victory? You have to fight not for your victory, but for just protecting. Protection. No other go. You cannot escape this war. But here he says, I don't desire this victory. Nakamshe vijayam Krishna, nacha rajyam. I don't want this empire. Sukhanicha, kimno rajyena govinda. O Lord, what will I do by getting this kingdom? Kim bhogaihi jivitena va. Vairagya pragaranam. Arjuna here he says, even if I become a king, what is the use? Even if I get all the pleasures of this world, everything will become insipid. Everything will taste insipid because I have lost all my relatives. I would have lost them. For whom I am having all these good things, they are going to die here. So I don't want acharyaha, pitaraha, putraha, everyone will die. Then what will I do with this kingdom? Etanna hantum ichchami. I don't want to kill them. Even if they kill me, I don't want to kill them. This is Arjuna disease. Vishada yoga. Abhitrailokya rajyasya. Arjuna says, even if I get all the three worlds, I don't want to fight. By simply killing these foolish Dhartarashtras, what will I gain? Only sin will come to me. So I don't want to fight. They are not seeing this fact because their eyes, their intelligence is blinded. At least we should be aware of the result of war. So we should not fight. And there he describes many things. This Vishada, when Vishada comes, the dire result, fact comes before him. He says, by killing all these men, what will happen to the women? They will become familyless. They will get spoiled. And if women loses their character, society will get completely destroyed. Kulakshaye pranashyanti kula dharmaha sanatanaha. See, through every kulam, some kind of characteristics are brought down. See, we don't see the after effect of hybrid, mixture of Sankara. We ask what is wrong in it. But in animals, now they have started seeing the trouble of it. You mix one village cow with a Jersey cow and a crossbreed is born, all disease comes with it. All trouble comes with it. So nature is maintaining each species in one stream, in separate stream. You have no right to mix them. So here Arjuna is speaking, the result of war is these kulas will get destroyed, Varna Sankara will come, and adharma will happen. All this Dharma Shastra, Arjuna started speaking. See, this is not right place for him to speak. At the last moment he woke up and he says, Ahobata mahatpapam kartum vyavasita vayam. We are here to commit great sin. We will destroy families. We will destroy family culture. We will destroy all the tradition that we have brought down. That is happening now in different forms. The traditions that we have brought down for so many centuries, very quickly we are losing it. After losing only you will come to know what will happen. Before that it is mere delusion, moha. So after losing, when you look back, you find that what you have lost, you cannot regain. So here Arjuna says, this war will destroy the entire society. Let them kill me, I will not kill. I don't want to fight. Eva muktva Arjunaha sankye rathopasta upavishat. Telling this, Arjuna just sat, dropping his bow and arrow. He sat quietly, shoka samvigna manasa. With so much shoka, with so much dukkha, he simply tushnim babhuva. Ha! There is exhaustion in that sloka. Tushnim babhuva. Ha! He became quiet. He sat quiet, exhausted, lost. And he says, Lord, I will not fight. This is Arjuna Vishada. Yesterday I told I will speak about Vishada. Many had Vishada. I did not speak about Vishada yesterday. So today we have come there. That Vishada Yoga. Vishada becomes yoga. Vishada means many things. It also means mood of, I don't know what it is. Something is off. Some mood off. Even small children, they say mood off. Vishada means complete despondency, depression, shoka. This can come to a person when he becomes restless, when he is not aware about the great goal in front of him. In Gita, Bhagavan has given us one word, Vyavasayatmika Buddhi. Bhagavan says, it does not matter what sadhana you do, but you should have Vyavasayatmika Buddhi. You should have that ultimate goal of life is God realization, self-realization, that absolute freedom, that nirvana in front of you. If you have that in front of you, whatever you do will get transformed as sadhana. Mahatma Gandhi says in many places in his writings, he says that I am not concerned whether the result of my fight I will get. I am not concerned whether freedom will happen in my lifetime. This fight is a sadhana for me because I was put inside it and nature or Lord has given me that as the sadhana. So I cannot escape. That I have to do. So for him, he found that even freedom movement can become a sadhana. Even politics can become a sadhana. The most terrible thing. Even that can be transformed as a sadhana. Even war can become a sadhana. But for many people, their puja becomes a bandha. Ramana Bhagavan used to say, sadhanaye or vedana ayidrathuppa. For some people, even sadhana becomes a big vedana. Why? Because there is no right goal. Many people do yoga, but they don't have any goal. Why they do yoga? Because they think by doing yoga you can have BP control, sugar control, you can have good body, beautiful body, healthy body. For that you do yoga. That is not a spiritual practice. You do meditation. Why? Just for a peace of mind. To have healthy body. That is another worldly activity. You don't have a goal. Ekanath Swami in his Bhagavatam, he said, you clean the house with a broomstick, take all the kupai, all the dust you take and put it on the backyard saying Narayanarpanam. That will become a puja. Provided you know that kayena vacha manasa indriyirva buddhya atmana va prakrite subhavat karomi yadyat sagalam parasmai narayanayit samarpayami. Whatever I perform with my body, whatever I perform with my senses, whatever I think with my mind, whatever I think with my intellect, forced by my own nature, prakriti, everything is offered to the Lord Narayanaya samarpayami. It is all given, offered to Narayana, and it becomes puja to him. Why not? The Antaryami is Narayana, and he is there as the Antaryami of every person, indweller. And you know the art of worshipping him inside you and inside everyone. And constantly you remember this secret and live your life, entire life as a spiritual practice, as a bhakti sadhana. As a bhakti sadhana. The entire thing gets transmuted, transformed. It can become a Bhagavata dharma. It is possible. But if you forget this secret, even spiritual practice will no more be fruitful. So that Vyavasayatmika Buddhi must be there behind you. That is why Bhagavatam says Varta. See, this Gita Yajna, whether you understand or not, at least one message will go inside. There is a goal to attain, which is eternal. And that is, in this very life, if we strive we can attain realization. If we strive, we can have bhakti. We can experience God within us. We can have the completion, samambhanam, fulfillment of life. It is possible for us. If that faith can be awakened in a jiva, kindled, the purpose of satsanga is over. That is varta, message, the news. Once it falls, the person is transformed. He knows there is a goal. When Swami Vivekananda was returning from America to India, he landed in Sri Lanka. There in Yalpanam, he was giving a talk. And that talk started with these words. He said, the subject that we have to speak is vast, infinite. Time is too short. Thus he started his talk. A boy was sitting in front, listening to him. He just stood and went out. Later on, that boy became a great sage. That words, the truth that you have to experience in this life is infinite. You have too short a time. Prahalada says in Bhagavatam, says, Tadapi adruvam arthadam durlabho durlabam manusham janma tadapi adruvam arthadam. That is the verse. This manushya janma is durlabam, very rare to get, very precious. If you rightly use, it can give you realization of God. You can be enlightened in this very life, or you can lose it like a bubble. Any moment it can explode and fall back. So when it is alive, use it, utilize it for the highest attainment. So this boy, listening to Vivekananda, went out in search of his master, his guru, and he was known as the walking Shiva of Ceylon, later on Yalpanam Yoga Swami. So inspiration came to him from the two words. Time is short, subject is vast. That's all. So anything can kindle you. This mere inspiration to inspire you that there is a higher goal. This human body is given to you for God realization, for bhakti, for jnana, for vairagya, not for simply finishing all the rice, vegetables, buttermilk, milk, coffee powder, tea powder. Tons of it is kali when you die. That is the only achievement. Right? So not for that, you have something solid before you. You can attain it, you can realize it in this very birth. To give that message, all these shastras have come. Once that message goes within, this jiva, the power of jiva will be awakened. Shakti, that Kripa Shakti will be awakened. Then a frantic search for truth will follow. And once that fire is kindled, Lord cannot remain silent. His power also become active, and you will meet the initiating principle, Guru or Acharya or Shastra, Sadhana, Samagri, everything will come to you. The only thing that you should have is the deep yearning to be free. Everything else will be added. The completion will come by the grace of the Lord. And that only that you have to wait. That is Vyavasayatmika Buddhi, which Bhagavan says in Gita. If you have that, your Vishadam, trauma that comes to you, can be transformed as samadhi. Any emotion is energy. Whether it is anger, whether it is sorrow, whether it is depression, whether it is boredom, whether it is bhakti, whether it is excitement, whether it is even sleep, it is all energy. Mind has two things. Either it will sleep or it will think. Sleep is one form, and all other activities of the mind is condensed in thinking. Whether it is depression or excitement, it is nothing but thoughts. So any emotion can be transformed as yoga. And how is it possible? See, certainly a person who is hiding inside trauma cannot do it. A person who is hiding inside Vishada, you cannot expect him to cross that ocean of darkness by his effort. It is impossible. But if previously he has done some sadhana, if previously he had the punya, then when sorrow comes, when Vishada comes, many people, they will commit suicide in Vishada. But you had the blessing, so when Vishada comes, on one side, even if you are heedless, Lord will wait and wait and wait till you hear. He will provide you satsanga. Bhavapa vargo brahmadamida bhaved janasya tarhi achyuta satsamagamaha satsangamo yarhi tadaiva sadgadau paravareshe tvai jayate ratihi. Bhagavatam, Muchukunda says, when Lord wants to bless you, when He wants to liberate you, He gives you contact with enlightened beings. Bhavapa vargo brahmato yata bhaved. When you wander without any goal, without any idea of mukti in this sorrowful world, Lord blesses you, His grace descends in the form of contact with an enlightened being. Once that happens, paravareshe tvai jayate ratihi. Your mind learns how to meditate, how to take delight in bhakti, in nama japa, in reading spiritual books, in meditation, in atma vichara, how to do spiritual sadhana. You learn, and slowly the track changes. Otherwise, in whatever vehicle you go, you will land in darkness. You will either go by walk or by cycle or by motorcycle or by bus or by a beautiful car, or you will go in a plane, or you will go in a rocket, satellite, ultimately only to fall in drainage, sewage. What else is this world? Anityam asukam lobha. Bhagavan himself says there is manufacturing defect. He himself accepts. Anityam asukam lobha. It is sewage. All kind of raga, dvesha, aversion, attachment, arrogance, greed, useless waste of time all our life. For that we make schools, colleges, everything useless. We don't know how to live happily, how to do bhakti, how to love. Simply accepting that Lord has created the world, why don't you keep quiet like other animals at least? You want to help Him, reform, rectify. And the result is you create more and more and more and more trouble. This is the thing that we have landed now. All the evolution, all the development, chaos. Amidst this turbulence, He can help you, provided you seek His help. he will lead you to a great master, a divine being. His very presence, his very touch, contact can transform the lead to gold. The alchemy can happen. Vishada can be transformed as samadhi. Shunyam apurnatameti mrityurapi amrtayate apat sampadi vabhati vidvajjana samagamat. Shunyam becomes purna, mrityu becomes amrita, apat becomes sampat. So that is what has happened to Arjuna. So the entire message of Vishada becoming yoga is Arjuna had at least this humility, that is to fall at the feet of the Lord. Lord, you are my refuge. Bhagavan, you are my refuge. You are my only teacher. Give me that knowledge by which I will be free of this Vishada, this depression. Then Lord took Arjuna in his hand. He said, Ma Shucha. The first anugraha is, Bhagavan says, do not be afraid. In Aksharamanamala, Ramana Bhagavan says, he is asking Arunachala one boon. He is asking Arunachala, he says, Arunachala, at least tell me, do not be afraid. Anjalendre Arul Arunachala. There he is giving us one intimation, one clue for sadhana. The only thing that a seeker, a sadhaka has to do is to get contact with a great being, and he has to somehow extract this promise, this word from saints, do not be afraid. Once it comes from their mouth, you are safe. You are safe. Here Bhagavan tells Arjuna, Ma Shuchaha, Abhayam, do not be afraid. When Ramana Maharshi was about to drop his body, one devotee went near Bhagavan and wrote in Telugu. He wrote, Bhagavan, please give me Abhayam. Wrote in a paper and put it in Bhagavan's lap. Bhagavan took that paper, read it and said, it is given. That was enough for him. It is given. Dattam. So that Abhayadanam. Ramayana, when Vibhishana goes and falls at the feet of Rama, Rama says, many Vanaras, they question, Lord, how can you give refuge to this Rakshasa? Rama said, why? It is only Vibhishana. Even if Ravana comes, I will give him refuge. Vibhishano va Sugriva yadi va Ravana swayam abhayam dasya. Abhayam sarva bhutebhyo dadami etad vratam mama. This is my vratam. Lord also has his own vratam. And what is his vratam? He says, whoever tells me I belong to you, Lord, then I take hold of him. He is my property. I have to look after him. So here, Arjuna gave himself completely to Krishna, and Krishna said, do not be afraid. That we will see tomorrow. Now it has not happened. Just now Vishada has happened. How Vishada is transformed as yoga, we will see tomorrow. Satyam
Jnanamanantam Nityamanakasham Paramakasham Goshtha Prangana Ringanalohalamanayasam Paramayasam Maya Kalpita Nanakaram Bhuvanakaram Kshmamanatham Pranamat Govindam Paramanandam Govindam Paramanandam Bhaja Govindam Paramanandam Govindam Paramanandam Bhaja Govindam Paramanandam त्रैन्तं कारणकारणमादिमनादिं कालघनाभासं कालिन्दीगतकालीय शिरसि सुनृत्यन्तौ मुहुरत्यन्तं कालं कालकलातीतं कलिताशेषं कलिदोषघ्नं कालत्रयगतिहेतुं प्रणमत गोविन्दं परमानन्दं गोविन्दं परमानन्दं भज गोविन्दं परमानन्दं गोविन्दं परमानन्दं भज गोविन्दं परमानन्दम् वृन्दावन भुवि वृन्दारकगण वृन्दारादितपान्द्यायां कुन्दाभामलमन्दस्मेर सुधानन्दं सुमहानन्दम् वन्द्याशेषमहामुनिमानसवन्द्यानन्दपदद्वन्द्वम् वन्द्याशेषगुणाब्धिं प्रणमत गोविन्दं परमानन्दं गोविन्दं परमानन्दं भज गोविन्दं परमानन्दं गोविन्दं परमानन्दं भज गोविन्दं परमानन्दम्
तो ममात्मा भवसि त्वमेव ततो न वाच्यं मम किञ्चिदस्ति यथा तवेष्टं कुरु मां तथैव त्वाम् आत्मनाथं रमणं भजामि अन्नपूर्णे सदा पूर्णे शङ्करप्राणवल्लभे ज्ञानवैराग्यसिद्ध्यर्थं भिक्षां देहि च पार्वती माता च पार्वती देवी पिता देवो महेश्वरः बान्धवा शिवभक्ताश्च स्वदेशो भुवनत्रयम् हर नमः पार्वतीपतये।